Hey everybody, welcome to What Drives Us, episode 171 for January 27th, 2016. My name is Russell Frost. I am your hosting team tonight, and that doesn't mean I'm schizophrenic. That means my normal co-host and partner in crime, Danny Cooper, is slumbering away peacefully while I'm working.
With his adorable kids.
And they are adorable. And, you know, frankly, I wouldn't want to be any other place tonight. So,
could we get Danny's kids to be your co-host instead of Danny? I bet they'd show up.
True. Yeah.
You know, I got to tell you, frankly, I wouldn't mind. You know, I mean, they show up more than he does. I'm, you know, any further, if I dig this any, I'm gonna have a problem.
It would probably be more fun.
Yeah, we you know what we do is we just sing Disney theme songs all night. Which really, we've done worse shows.
Could help our viewership.
Yeah, different spin on it for sure.
Except, you know, then I get a letter from Disney Legal. You know, you used our copyrighted material extensively in your show. We don't think that's fair use, sir, and you need to send us several $1 million. Thank you. Anyway, we've got a great show for you this week. We actually do, and I'm hoping to get into some really good arguments. For some reason, I've been feeling this vibe of like heated debate. So let's charge boldly forward. First up, our man, somewhat near the Rocky Mountains. I'm not going to say which side because I'll get in trouble, but he's somewhere around Boulder. He has something to do with BoulderHC.com. His name is still Paul Guzik.
Hey everybody, good to be back from sunny Boulder, Colorado.
Are you sunny?
This is a gorgeous day today. It was like 65, sunny and clear and perfect.
Wow.
Oh, I hate you.
Wow. And I can't go up and get my belongings in Lancaster, Pennsylvania because there's 3 feet of snow there. And they still haven't figured out a way to clear it all.
Yeah, Northeast is pretty sad shape.
Yeah, it's not looking good up there at all. Next up, you sometimes know him behind the wheel of a Tesla that has run out of juice. Oh, but at least he had the guts to run that thing to zero. I say good for him. His name is Dr. Evan Fusco.
Hey, everybody. How you doing this evening? I'm advertising for donor breast milk tonight. Anybody got extra? Be sure to donate to your local dispensary.
Is that legal in...
Best t-shirt and best shout out on this show ever. Bar none. I'm sorry.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I can't even compete with that. And so I'm just going to shut up and introduce our man in Chicago, Mr. Tony Schaefer.
Hi everybody. Sorry I missed last week. I know you all missed me, and I'm back. I have a beer and I forgot what it is, so I'm just going to drink it.
I have a beer. I forgot what it is.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm feeling like this is going to be an especially good show tonight.
It was one
how
of
many
those.
beers have you had? Tom?
Well, just one. It was one of those build your own 6-pack. So it was, you know, I
Just
forgot.
some random can of beer you jammed into a 6-pack ring.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully the intellectual portion of our show will be carried by our man from Canada. His name is Mark Coughlin.
Oh, don't count it, but greetings. Welcome everyone to the show.
You're our only hope.
That's a sad state of affairs.
Absolutely. Well, okay. You know what? I'm gonna in a move that I haven't done in I think quite some time, and maybe it's just out of desperation. Who wants to start with 2-minute news? Oh, you bastards! Okay, fine.
I don't have a problem jumping in.
Go,
I don't have a
Schaefer.
problem at all.
Yours.
You know, I know that in an email, Danny had said that he really wanted to talk about this one, so it's unfortunate that he won't be here. But you know, I wanted to put this out because I stumbled upon this article that's in Autoblog. It's entitled, "This is Why Tesla is So Insistent on Selling Direct to Customers." Okay, I think it should be directly, but whatever. Yeah. And it does hit on something that we've discussed many, many times. And what it is if you don't know, then what's happening is the the FTC's auto distribution workshop in Washington D.C. Is being held, and Todd Moran, she can't be Moran.
I think it's Marin.
Marin, yeah, okay, sounds right. Todd Marin, general counsel for Tesla, made this statement. He said, any discussion of why Tesla sells directly comes back to our mission. Our mission is quite specific. It is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable transportation. And he goes on to say that essentially, and now I'm just going to paraphrase, that if Teslas were side by side on a dealer's lot with conventional internal combustion engine cars, that the dealers and the sales reps would be more interested and incentivized to sell the conventional cars than not just Teslas, but pretty much any electric vehicles. Now, we have talked about this many times on this show. We know that dealers make money not necessarily on the sale of the vehicle, but the recurring maintenance required by the vehicle. People bring their cars back for oil changes, transmission problems, for spark plugs, for all that stuff that a gas-powered internal combustion car requires. And an electric vehicle, as we know, has very few moving parts. And I forgot, somebody on this show earlier said the Tesla has 6 preventative maintenance parts, 4 tires and 2 wipers.
Okay. Yeah.
And they
That's
just
a
don't
gross
make money on
exaggeration,
it.
but
Yeah, it is a gross exaggeration, but you get the point. And so Todd Marin's point here is that they have to sell directly because Tesla has their own model, and it wouldn't be fair at a dealership. And so that was that. And I just wanted to bring that up because I feel that it's an important message to get out, and I'm glad that he said that in a public environment and that message is getting out.
Tony, I have to. What do you think Cooper was going to rant about here?
I don't know, Mr.
I don't either.
Yeah.
After going over the article, I'm trying to figure out what his big objection was.
So you're going to make me take that side.
Okay.
No, we're not going to make you.
So I think the point. I think it's a little bit of a. Go ahead.
I just want to interrupt. I know people in the car business, and the sales side of the dealership doesn't really care about the service side of the dealership. And if there's a bonus on selling Model X, well, that's a bad term to use with a Tesla, but for one car over another, they're going to push the one that puts more money in their pocket.
Sure.
They don't care about the customer. They don't care about corporate. If there's a spiff on F-150s, they're going to sell F-150s this month. And that's just how that industry works.
Right, and I think that probably what I don't want to speak for Danny, but I suspected what he was going to say was something to the effect that's kind of a bullshit argument for why Tesla doesn't want to sell through the dealer. I think part of the main issue is probably the markup that's required when you introduce a middleman and on all the pieces that go with that. This way all the money stays internal. You have no middleman. You're not going to deal with all the other BS that goes on with dealerships and their marketing ploys. It probably is the biggest thing, but it sounds pretty, to talk about their mission and things. So it's
You're right.
I do also believe that, I think that a dealer or any dealership, not just I'm not just talking about one. I'm talking about all of them. If Toyota were required to go through dealerships, I think that actually would give dealerships the unless it's a dedicated Tesla dealership. If it was a multi-brand, I think it would give them the power essentially to just squash Tesla, just not sell their cars.
Yeah. I'll let me put this in. I'm going to put forth that the current business model of the franchise dealer system in the United States, as enshrined into every state's law
Mhm.
in the mid part of last century, is evil and should be stamped out like the plague.
Yes, I agree. Right.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
that's all.
I mean, I think one approach could be to have licensed resellers and direct company stores. You know, and if there's a market where Tesla corporate doesn't want to put a store in, just like there's places in this country where there's no Apple store, but there's a local computer store that sells Apple products, and you know the Apple store doesn't sell below list price, and the independent dealer can choose to sell for a little less and make a little less profit. But you
Paul,
know,
do you think that with the introduction of a lower price Tesla that they're going to have to get into dealer type scenarios?
it's hard to say. I mean, it's tough to own all your own stores. You know, Apple's done it, but very few other companies can. So I guess we'll see if they
But
start to go mass
even as
market.
Russell has said that Apple has moved, you know, in some places to a franchise type model where they have groups that own another store. It's not Apple, but they're aligned with Apple.
Right. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, I think it shouldn't be regulated. I mean, I think let the marketplace figure out what works, because if you know Tesla selling direct isn't going to compete with the guy selling F-150s because it's a different customer class. So, like, you know, in New Jersey and Texas or wherever Texas isn't allowed to sell, I think that's BS. But I guess we'll see how it all shakes out.
Right. I mean, go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
I think the article also indicated something about it's not really fair to a franchisee that would have to be brought on because, as mentioned, the cars don't go in for that much service, and that's where the franchisees make their money, is on the service. These dealerships make it on service, and if an electric car is being sold and that's it, there's going to be less service.
Yeah. But they might make more profit on the car. You know, I guess the independent dealer can look at the business case and see if they can make money. If they can't, they don't have to become a dealer.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So much for a big argument there.
That was the weakest rant ever.
Yeah.
Gods. Okay, Cooper, if you want to rant, you got to come on the show, okay?
Yeah.
Or at least send me notes so that I know what to rant about. Paul, 2-minute topic you want to take on?
Well, I have a little bit of a rant about Tesla.
Go, baby, go!
Unrelated to the dealer network. Well, sort of related. They're an awesome car. I love Tesla cars. If I could afford one, I would own one. My concern with Tesla is they are the only company that I can find that does not sell service parts to people who want to rebuild a wrecked Tesla unless you are a licensed repair facility approved by Tesla. So,
in other
for
words,
example,
a Tesla store.
Yeah, or one of a handful of body shops that they have.
Yeah, they do contract have, you know, Tesla authorized
So-
body shops around the country.
Right. But in the car industry, like let's say you wreck a Prius, it goes to an insurance auction, a rebuilder place or a repair shop can buy that wrecked Prius and then buy some parts from Toyota, buy some parts from salvage yards and put it back together and make it roadworthy. It may have a salvage title, but the car could be perfectly good. Tesla, you cannot buy the parts from Tesla. So there are people basically going around and buying 2 or 3 wrecked Teslas and cutting and pasting them together to make a good one, because the only source of used parts is other wrecked Teslas. And I know Tesla wants to control the distribution, but some of these people that are putting the cars together, they're not stupid. They're not going to electrocute themselves. And Tesla's the only company that prohibits people from buying parts like that. So
Hey, I know where you can get a Tesla in Denmark on the cheap.
yeah, a crispy one.
So, I mean,
But yeah, I had a person in my shop today. Let's just call him Bill, who had a Rekla, which was a wrecked Tesla that he bought at an insurance auction.
Nice.
And he actually has to take it to Chicago because apparently there's a guy in Chicagoland that has spare wrecked Tesla parts, and he can help him put it together.
Wow.
But
Did
So
Bill
how-
know this before he bought the car?
oh, he got a great deal because it was like a P90D for 35 grand that can be brought back to life for a lot less than a new one. But it's just
Evan just
they're
got
not
an
making
idea.
it easy for repair shops.
No, I'm just wondering, even once you brought Frankenstein to life here, or the monster to life, how, a lot of what a Tesla is are the over-the-air updates and
I was just
then
thinking
getting it
that.
serviced and things like that, and they're not going to touch that thing once you've created the monster.
Well, there is a process where you can have it sort of recertified. I mean, if the repairs are professionally done, there should be no reason for them. They don't have to honor the warranty once any car becomes a salvage title. They don't have to honor the warranty. They don't necessarily have to provide updates, but a 2014 Tesla as it sits today is a hell of a car, even without any future updates.
Right.
So that's a risk the buyer could take for a low purchase price. People buy salvage Priuses, salvage Forge all day long, and they know what they're getting into. And for some people, they're good value.
Yeah.
If I ever get a Tesla, it's probably going to be a salvage title one.
Sure. No, I mean, yeah. Me too.
Yeah, if I ever buy a 2014 Tesla, it'll be 2025.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think that's a
But I
reasonable
guess-
point,
I guess-
though, Paul.
I do too. I don't understand the reluctance to.
Well, I mean, obviously Tesla would incur costs because they'd have to find a way to broaden their certification program so that more people could do this. And they probably don't want to because it costs them money. It probably doesn't make them money.
Why would they have to broaden?
Right, and that's the thing. They should allow you to buy the parts, but if you want to make the car certified again, you still have to go to a Tesla facility and have it inspected, which is in many states, when you rebuild a salvage car, the state has to inspect the car, make sure it's safe and roadworthy.
I see.
But the manufacturer doesn't refuse to sell you the parts.
Right.
And apparently in this country, there's no law that says they have to, but every other manufacturer will sell you used parts, or not new parts to fix your broken car.
Elon!
So
Okay.
Yeah, and there's obviously not really enough for a third-party market.
no, you're not going to get
No.
aftermarket panels for Tesla. Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's tough because the alternative is these wrecked cars just go to the crusher because there's no business case in bringing them back to life, or it's too hard to bring them back to life.
Well,
And
certainly people must salvage them for the part. I mean,
well, that's what's going on now, because that's the
Right.
only way to bring one back is to get more than one
right.
donor and put them together.
Weird.
Donor. I love how you say that.
We
Organ
can't
donor.
build him.
So there's a business case someone can pick up. Just start buying Teslas and stocking them and open up a website.
Yeah. Well, I
Paul.
think there are people doing that.
Universal
Anybody has a car business, knows
Yeah.
anything about hybrids and electrified vehicles?
Well, and
If
for those of
only.
you listening on the internet, there is a thing, I think it's called the Right to Repair Act, or righttorepair.org, where people are lobbying to make manufacturers sell parts to people, because apparently in Europe this is a concern as well.
Interesting. Interesting. That's
So
a
I
really
think-
good point, Paul.
Yeah, you get no argument from me on that.
So that's my rant. So I took Danny's place.
So that's two failed arguments right there. Like,
Dang.
I'm just going to go home.
But man, was that car fun to ride in today.
Oh, was it?
The guy didn't let me drive it, but man, my neck hurts from the.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
It didn't have the ludicrous mode, but it had the insane mode.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's only 2.8 seconds.
Yeah.
Does the car actually fly in ludicrous mode?
Pretty close.
It does. Who have I left out here? Mark?
Yep. Got a article from Green Car Reports, and it's our favorite new CEO, Mr. Muller from VW.
Yeah.
Has joined the ranks and kind of interesting that he stated to a group of, I guess, an EU function about his concern that Silicon Valley could be starting to take over the industry as a whole.
Even though they've made no cars.
Yeah.
He is concerned, without naming names, but certainly he's kind of suggesting Tesla here, is that they're bringing this new technology to market that the traditional car dealers or manufacturers have not really, I guess, expanded upon themselves. They're either outsourcing or they're pulling it in from others to make their cars. And the concern is that over time, this is going to start to eat away at the market that they currently enjoy. So just kind of interesting that he's seen possibly the writing on the wall that they are not pooling their resources in order to get themselves in a better position moving forward with newer cars and newer technologies. And his solution is that possibly Europe kind of takes on the whole of Silicon Valley, allowing them to cooperate themselves, having a large market and being able to purchase and collaborate from themselves to make themselves stronger. So kind of an interesting take on what he sees happening, just being new to the CEO position at VW.
Yeah, I love the quote that Europe take the technological lead, not just keep it away from the high-tech people, but Europe specifically.
Yeah. And just another note, I noticed that just recently there was an argument put up about people saying that in the case of General Motors with their Bolt car, that some people feel they've given a lot of the, I guess, the technical prowess away to LG. That they're bringing in a lot of parts that are to make the car so quickly, and that's something that may give LG a step up, being a South Korean company, being able to jump into a car market with some expertise. So there are a number of people that are looking at this issue.
LG doesn't make any cars, but they do make everything else.
which isn't a stretch for them if they're making everything else. It could be something they target in the future.
Right. Sure. God, I hate Volkswagen. Can I just tell you I hate Volkswagen?
Yeah, go for it.
I just want them to go away. And I get that, like, behind the scenes, Chancellor Merkel is, you will buy our cars or we will. I want Volkswagen to suffer some really, really serious pain, because I can't think of another instance where a company's pulled the kind of crap that Volkswagen has and just got away with it. It's okay.
If they fine them or penalize them, the German government will bail them out and they'll be back. And
I had a coworker today stop me in the hallway, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and he said, "So, what are your thoughts on what Volkswagen has done to its brand?"
I bet he regretted asking that.
I was brief, but I just said they have really royally fucked themselves. And we work in the tech industry, and so we know you can do anything you want with software, and and there's always this oversight. So when we are at work or talking about cheating regulators, I mean, oh my God, yeah, and then we're just totally aware. We're reminded about that on a regular basis. We're required to take training. We're required to know this stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, here is this company that had been doing it for years. And to be perfectly honest, it's not that we want to see Volkswagen fail or go belly up or circle the drain, but more than hands need to be slapped. Yeah. Hands need to be cut off. People need to be fired. Jail sentences need to be dished out. Some high-level penalties need to be inflicted. Otherwise, the message is going to get out that it's okay to do this.
Yeah.
But Tony, they got rid of that one engineer. He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And,
All
and,
right.
the CEO that lied just basically about everything, at least at least a few times, he quit and only got like 40 million to go. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Ooh, I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
And they used to be so cool back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. What day was that? Was that like 1939 or
Before the
Nice.
80s and before.
Yeah, I went down the Nazi road. I did. I Godwined the whole show. Okay? I Godwined the whole show. It sucked.
No, and it's sad because you keep hearing these rumors of the electric VW bus, but they're not going to redeem themselves at this point.
And you know what? That's so transparently not going to happen. It's such a like, hey, look at all of a sudden we're green, right? You were green when your TDI was driving around the USA, not polluting anything.
And when exactly was that?
Yeah. World record. Yeah, that's a great world record. Thanks for spreading NOx throughout the United States. Thank you. Anthony. Let us return the favor soon. Speaking of returning the favor, our first regular news story. This is, you know what? This is my rant. And if Patrick was here, he'd just be laughing right now but I'm sorry. This is just like a level of douchebaggery. And I get that it's okay and that it's legal and blah, 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 and that's the way it works, and yay, capitalism. But Autoblog was reported that the first used Tesla Model X is being offered for sale for $80,000 more than the buyer bought it for. Yeah, it's only $215,000.
Yeah.
You could buy a used Model X. And the best thing is the first line here. Let me quote from the story. Quote, one owner of a Tesla Model X just realized he doesn't really need an SUV. He spent $130,000 on an impulse buy?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he can ask anything he wants,
Yeah. I just really, really have to believe this was the intent all along.
Of course.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw the same thing with Model S after the long wait. And, probably a handful of people managed to sell theirs for $25,000, maybe $50,000 markup to people that have more money than they know what to do with and really didn't want to be on a waiting list.
Or they sell it to Mercedes or GM or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but, I'm skeptical this guy will get 80, but maybe he will. Maybe there's somebody out there who just really does want an SUV.
And this isn't limited just to rich douchebags with $130,000 to blow on a Model X. I mean, we've seen this before, and I find it repugnant at every level. Whether it's people that go into Toys R Us on Black Friday and buy up 20 of one thing, and then all of a sudden it's for sale on eBay for 3 times what they paid for it. Oh, you can't get these anymore, but we'll sell them on eBay.
Yeah, Beanie Babies, they're a hot item.
So what's a little weird about this one, if the intent all along was to resell it, is that what the majority of the sellers have been, you can't sell your spot in line if so you have a reservation, you put down your deposit, and when it's your turn to buy, you can't sell that place in line to somebody else. But what you can do is convince somebody that if they will pay you whatever your markup is, your $80,000 over the sale price, that they can configure it however they want to. So I could say, I haven't configured my Model X yet. Tony, you give me an extra $50,000 over the sticker price, and you can configure it however you want. And when it's delivered, we'll title it in your name, and it'll always be yours, brand new from the start. And a lot of people did that with S. But they got early spots in line, and everybody was so desperate for that car when it came out that they did make some money on those. So this is a little weird that because now you're buying a depreciated vehicle already in for an $80,000 markup, and you didn't get to pick the features you wanted.
No, but and you don't get, like you said, you didn't get to pick the features. However, it did say that this was the signature edition with a lot of really cool stuff.
Right.
The vegan edition or the meat eating edition?
I'm thinking the meat eating because it has a Sub-Zero package, and I think that's the freezer. It actually has a Sub-Zero freezer in it. Yeah.
To put your roadkill in?
Yes.
I hate scalpers of any kind, whether it's concert tickets or toys or cars. I get it, and I get it. And I'm sure that the blowhard, if cornered, would be like, "Well, I'm providing a service," whatever. It's just douchey. So,
yeah.
Okay, I got to rant. Oh wait, I get to rant again. It's kind of like my show.
It's your birthday.
It's my birthday. It's okay. I got I obviously I surf the news every day, and like a press release for this company came through, and it was that was what caught my eye, was this press release about an EV automaker called Mullen Tech. Who's heard of Mullen Tech here? EV experts?
Nope.
How is it that you guys have never heard of Mullen Tech? Well, the truth is, I'd never heard of them either.
Are they
I
real?
got this.
Borderline.
Let me read to you the first sentence of this. What's basically just reprinting a press release of this news story. Okay, in auto remarketing, right? First sentence, quote: "A new pre-IPO car manufacturer." Stop. I don't even have to read anymore. The most important thing about this company is that they're pre-IPO. Okay.
And they're going to do just as well as Tesla.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Guaranteed.
Those Tesla EVs sell like...
If you missed the Tesla stock, you can get this one.
Did you guys get the link for this? Have you seen these cars?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the coda remarks? Come on.
Yeah. Has it got 4 wheels or 3?
It's... hey, no.
It's 3-wheel. It's not a car.
It looks like all of the vehicles have 4 wheels, but they all smell of like Chinese paper mache.
Yes.
They claim that one vehicle is USDOT certified. None of the vehicles, it says available now, but really what they're doing is they're looking for investors, and they're trying to fund an IPO rather than sell cars.
Yeah.
Is that sleazy?
Is it a real car or an...
I will say that what this car lacks in viability and authenticity, it more than makes up for in ugliness.
They're all made in China. All the vehicles are made in China. So these people are basically importers.
I'm trying to find. Did they even say like battery 32 kilowatt hour in their SUV? So it'll go 30 miles, 40 maybe.
But it's a really quiet 30 miles.
Yeah.
So no, it'd probably be okay. Maybe it'll go 100, right? 32 kilowatt hour.
It's possible that the manufacturer who was making all the hoverboards that were exploding decided to go into another industry.
Oh,
Now
hold
they
on.
make cars.
Your website awful, and it says they have a whole bunch of 2012 and 2013 cars for sale.
I'm sure they do. And if you're in Shenzhen, you can pick it up directly from the factory.
Yeah.
And float it on home. Obviously, this just, and I said this in the email to the panel, but I mean, this just smells like a pump and dump to me. Like, hey, look, we're a real car company. IPO, and then all of a sudden it disappears.
Right. Yeah. Venture capital, please give us money.
And the importance. So why do I bring this stuff up? The importance of it is because those of us that really think that EVs are important and alt cars are important shouldn't tolerate or allow stuff like this to kind of go uncalled. It's important that people who aren't maybe as savvy or as diligent as we are not come across something like this and go, oh, that looks great to me. Look at that. They got 6 models. One of them's made out of that carbon fiber stuff.
Uh-huh.
And
they're
made by the same factory that makes the Chinese hoverboards.
Yeah. They probably won't explode.
Yeah.
Just don't park them in your living room. You should be
the warranty says probably will not explode.
Yes.
Actually, speaking of Chinese cars, I saw something pretty scary last week. Our good friends at Buick
Oh no.
are making 2 models in China and selling them in the U.S. market.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Let me send a link here. So the Buick Envision crossover is one. And another one is the Cadillac CT6 Hybrid to be made in China. Now,
For sale in the U.S.?
yeah, like
Yep.
Ooh.
I wouldn't trust that with a 10-foot pole.
That's horrible.
I mean,
Good old
Yeah.
Buick, they're an American car company, man.
yeah. Yeah, so the government bails out General Motors, then they start building cars in China to sell back to Americans. Not cool.
Nice.
You know, I am really sure. In fact, I'm positive that Donald Trump would force Buick to do all their manufacturing in the United States.
Build a wall first.
The Donald could
After
do
that,
it, okay?
And it'll be a good wall. It'll be the best wall in the
Yeah.
world.
He's going to first have to build a wall to keep Megyn Kelly away.
Now she's really scary. Well, so speaking of scary, I have taken no small amount of flack, some of it self-inflicted, because I came out early and I came out loudly, as I do on most things, and said the Apple car was bullshit. It's not going to happen. It doesn't exist. It's fake. It's a bunch of talk. It's link baity. And in the intervening months since I made that oh so important pronouncement, every news article that's come out since then's kind of made me look pretty stupid. And I've tried to, with a smile on my face, take the mea culpa and kind of go, yeah, oh God, it does look like they're making a car. Jeez, am I stupid or what? And then this week, maybe a little bit of sunshine for your humble host here. Interestingly enough, CNBC reports that Apple is hitting the brakes on Project Titan.
Yeah, BREAKS.
Ba-dum-ba-dum. You don't listen. They're journalists. They don't spell.
CNBC, first sentence of the frickin' article.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, like the good journalism critters that they are. Yeah, that's what I call bad journalists. Journalism. Everybody's got to throw in and Johnny Ive's pissed off about it, like the kind of gossipy thing that no one has really been able to. No one could possibly know for sure. Okay, and anybody who would speak to that would probably be killed by Apple hitmen, I guess.
Right.
I mean, we all pretty much know about them.
It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. Now, the one interesting thing that has been confirmed is that Steve Sadesky, he's the Apple engineer that's been in charge of Titan since it started, is leaving Apple.
Yeah, I heard he's going to go work for Mullen.
You know what? And I just heard that too.
The pieces are fitting together.
Wow.
It's all.
He's going to update their coda.
He's gonna. Yeah. So I don't know that you know what? Maybe I'm not feeling so bad. Maybe the Apple car never will hit the streets.
Or maybe they threw him under the bus to kind of get everybody distracted.
Under the VW electric bus?
Yes.
Oh, and why? Because those things are so dangerous because they're quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But they every time I've seen reference to oh God, and I just missed it. Zadesky. It always says personal reasons.
Right.
It just always says personal reasons.
That means he pissed off his boss.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't, I mean, Johnny Ive's an important guy there. He, but in fact, way too important in my opinion.
I mean, Apple is one entity that could build a car from the ground up like Tesla. I mean, they've got more money than God. They've got smart people. They can buy smart people. So.
And they have.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have
Tesla in some cases.
Yeah. Absolutely, and that's been sort of fueled the speculation because they've been taking people from Tesla and BMW.
I heard a report this morning. Apple's daily profit this last quarter, daily profit was $300 million every day of the quarter.
Is that weekends off, or is that 7 days?
That's every day.
That's every day. See,
Doesn't matter.
so much
So
for
that's
the
a shit
Sabbath.
ton of money.
I have to check my W-2, but I don't think I'm quite there.
So much for the Sabbath, right? There's $300 million every Sunday. I mean, bastards.
Right. I know.
I think Apple, like everything they do, will prototype and test many, many things.
Yeah.
They will get to the point where they decide that A, it'll work for them or it won't. But that'll never be released to the public until the car is ready.
Right.
But that's
I've
what they
read several-
do. They test many, many items. They prototype many, many items, and they decide internally if they think it'll work for them or not. And they're not. They will not hesitate to wait 5 years to bring something to market when they think the time is right.
Yeah, and I've read
And
several
it would be really
books.
cool if it would sync to my iPhone if the car would.
That's probably top on their list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike some other car companies.
Yeah. Do you think it'll have Android Auto?
No doubt.
Just saying. I mean,
Well, and Google could make a car too. They've got enough money.
Some of it is, even if whether Apple is coming out with a car or not. I mean, look at the disruption that was created by the mere rumor that Apple was making a watch.
Right.
Before they came out with it, everybody wanted to have a watch before Apple came out with a watch. When Apple mentions they're trying to get into an industry, a segment, a vertical market, or whatever, that's disruptive. Just on that, you know what? I don't.
No.
I don't
not
care
buying that at all.
whether you're shaking your head or not.
No.
You saw it with the watch. Don't tell me you didn't.
The
see
watch
it.
is
No
the
one
worst
bought a
possible
watch.
example.
Why?
Worst, because I mean, listen, you guys know I'm a huge watch geek, and I worked in the business, and believe me, what Apple did is what they always do, which is they saw a huge, fertile, high-end, high-margin market that the Swiss had owned for decades and still own. Okay, and Apple said, "We want some of that fat cash."
Right.
So they made a watch. It didn't disrupt anything. I mean,
No, I'm not saying it disrupted the Swiss handmade high precision watches.
then what are you saying?
I'm saying no one even had a touch screen, phone syncing, Bluetooth, check your mail on your wrist, other than Dick Tracy, until word got out that possibly Apple was going to make a watch. That's what I'm talking about.
Cooper, no, no.
Wait, what? You had the Pebble? Are you going to tell me the Pebble was there?
I'm not going to tell you that the Pebble is an Apple Watch, but I am going to tell you that there were smartwatches on the market before, and that Apple maybe has made a better one, although honestly, the jury's way still out on where the Apple Watch is going. Now, if you look at the production curve between like the first generation phone and where the phone is now, even between the first and second generation iPhone, the differences are enormous. So the first Apple Watch, I'm sorry?
I just don't think the current Apple Watch ain't catching on.
Right. It's a
12
basic.
people bought them, I think.
Yeah, it's got some fundamental issues that hold it back. You know what, Tony? I'm just going to disagree with you. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
Love you, but I'm going to disagree with you.
I'm just in a way I'm hoping that the speculation that Apple's going to come out with some sort of car is going to cause other people to try to leapfrog something that hasn't even come out. Push the market forward by threatening to come out with something better than what you have. That's what I'm hoping.
I would love to see that too.
Okay.
I would love to see Apple drive that. I don't know that they're going to. I honestly think the car companies are such like big dinosaurs that they just don't care.
Yeah, but they're all opening offices in Silicon Valley now. All the major car companies. So.
Are they?
There's some stuff going on.
Centers are opening up everywhere.
Yeah.
And what's the purpose of these offices? Just to buy
To piss
expensive
off,
real
to
estate.
piss off the Volkswagen CEO.
Yeah. Autonomous driving is a big thing, of course.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
All the
don't get me
companies
wrong.
jumping on that train.
Yeah, if my company was based in Detroit, I sure as hell would want an office in Cupertino. You know.
But like Audi and Mercedes, the German guys, they're all in Silicon Valley now. Because that's where it's happening. You know.
Well,
They're getting the hell away from Flint, that's for sure.
yeah. Oh, take a drink on that one. Ay, ay, ay. Finally this week, somebody, and I don't remember, where did this come from? Was this Cooper's thing?
Which
The
one?
WeFuel?
Oh, that was going to be
That was
my
John.
2-minute, but
That was going to be, right. Well, Evan was
Excuse
going to talk
me.
about it, but I think Danny had posted it.
It was no, it was suggested by John.
By John, excuse
John.
me.
Yeah.
Our at one-time contributor, John B., who will come back on the show someday, we hope, it had sent a link about a new company called WeFuel. That's WeFuel, just like it sounds.com. WeFuel comes to you and fuels up your car.
With a big diesel truck.
Yes.
It looks like a pickup truck, actually.
I got the picture on my thing
You got
here.
the picture? Oh,
Anybody can see it there.
there
I don't know
we
how to
go.
make it stay.
No, there
There we
it is.
go.
Yeah.
There it is. That little that little truck will come to wherever you are and fuel you up. This is an emergency thing.
I heard their motto is "We fuel, you fool."
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the tagline is "It comes to your world."
Wow.
What is that? My world? Actually, it comes to you world. So it's like in the third sentence here. There's a
Hang on,
spelling
isn't
error.
that AAA? Don't they do that service?
This is like AAA for not the emergency, but AAA for the lazy.
Yeah,
Like-
this-
Yeah, they
You're
call
like
it like Uber for fuel.
right. You're a busy executive, and you just want somebody to come to your office once a week and fuel up your car, so you don't have to go to that dingy gas station with all those other pedestrian plebes.
You just want to
Pumping
get in your
gas
car
on the road.
and know that you have more than half a tank, and once a week they come by and just top you off.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a
You
dumb
download
Don't see
that-
that business.
Paul, you busy downloading that app? Is that why you're not talking right now?
Yeah.
Just be occupied with that.
No.
Yeah.
Mark, before the show we talked about this, and you said you knew of some other companies that were already successful doing this?
Well, I'm not saying they're successful, but there are others. There's another
They're
company
successful
called,
at raising money.
I believe they're called Purple, and they're based in Los Angeles, and they do the same thing.
Right.
And it's like I just shake my head. I don't get it.
Gas stations aren't that
So,
difficult.
unless there's like a lot of stupid rich people that forget to put gas in their car and need them, or
I can think of two places that I've been where this I don't even want to say it makes sense, but where it would work. San Francisco and Manhattan. Both places, very dense, have tons of rich people in them, and there's not that many gas stations in San Francisco.
Right.
There just aren't. I mean, literally, there's not a lot of gas stations in San Francisco. You have to go out of the city to get gas, or on the periphery of the city. So it's not. You don't have to. There are some stations in the city,
Right.
but not many. So again, in a city full of people.
yeah. But if you
making-
lived in San Francisco, you'd have an electric car and you'd plug it in your garage. So you know.
But, and here's the thing I don't understand. It doesn't even seem all that convenient because you still got to go out and unlock your car, unless you've got an old-fashioned thing that doesn't have a locking gas cap or cover.
Right.
You're still going to have to go out, unlock your car, open the thing. You know, how's
Maybe their business model is they siphon the gas from the car beside you.
So you don't have to.
we get the gas in the mouth so that you didn't have to do that. Right.
Low cost of inventory.
And then they put their business card on the car that they just siphoned all the gas out of. Hey, if you need fuel, we'll come to you.
Yeah, the only thing in the back of that pickup truck is mouthwash and extra tube.
Or maybe an electric pump too.
Oh,
Yeah.
you had to be practical, didn't you, Paul? That's fine.
Yeah. So it wasn't, it was an interesting article, I thought, in that not tried to, but it presents two sides. One person who says, I'm on board with this, I think this is great, and then the other person who says, this is just a stupid crock of shit. And you can tell which side I'm on. I think it's a stupid crock of shit.
Yeah, because they're going to have to charge, what, $20 or $40 or something to come out to you? I mean, plus the cost of the gas, so...
Yeah, and the one thing the one thing that is true here is that it says there seems to be two types of people: those who want to save money and those who want to save time. And this is definitely for people who want to save time, because you know that they're going to be spending more than market price for the gasoline that they buy. But 5 minutes. And the reason I know it's 5 minutes is on Prius Chat a couple years ago. One of the Prius Chat members bought a plug-in Prius, and he was trying to quantify time savings. So he asked a lot of Prius owners. He basically threw it out in the forum and says, "Here's what I'm trying to do. So would everyone do me a favor and time how long it takes from when you pull into the gas station to when you pull out?" And the average was just right around 5 minutes. So 5 minutes. Come on. Really?
And if you got to go down and give the guy the key to your gas cap, that's going to take 4 minutes. So where's the savings?
Yeah, and then if you're in a meeting or on a call,
Come on. Don't you guys? None of you never had a personal assistant?
Jeez.
I mean,
yeah, but then the personal assistant gets the gas. You don't need the truck to come by.
You don't want them driving your car. You don't give your PA keys to your car. What are you saying?
Trust me.
Give him the valet key.
The valet key. I don't know. That's all I got this week, guys. I got nothing else. I am empty. Clarity article says Evan. I don't know. Talk to me.
Yeah. Every fuel cell vehicle seems to cost $500 a month.
Oh, I did. I left that out. You want to do that next week?
We could back pocket that until next week.
The other side of it is, I don't think that's like a half an hour long conversation.
You could probably knock that out in 3 minutes.
Yeah. So okay. So here's the long and the short of it. Why does every fuel cell vehicle cost $500 a month?
Just review last week's episode when we discussed hydrogen fuel cell vehicles.
And every episode before that. I hate to say it, but Honda just announced the pricing and availability. Well, pricing for the new Clarity fuel cell vehicle, and that I think it will be available later this year. But the pricing was it's $500. It's going to cost under $500 a month, which means $499.95 on probably a lease. Because who in the name of Satan wants to buy one of those things?
Right.
And then, I mean, it's just funny to me that like somebody's copying somebody's focus group and says if you're going to sell a fuel cell vehicle, it's $500 a month.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all playing by the same book for sure.
Yeah.
There's an ad agency somewhere laughing their ass off about this stuff.
They got to sell the same data 3 times.
Oh boy, have we got, based on our deep experience. You're right.
The 3 people we could find that would actually ever own a fuel cell vehicle
said they would pay $500 a month for one.
One person said 200. The other person said 800. So we said 500 is the medium.
And that's all 3 fuel cell buyers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, enough of this frivolity.
That was that story. That was fun.
That was fun. I'm glad we tore
That was
that
2.5 minutes.
It was exactly. It was like we almost were enthusiastic enough to tear into that.
2-minute minor right there.
Let's do our shout outs and go home, because I think we've had a successful night. So Mark, how about you starting us off, sir?
Sure. Hello to all out there. Visit us on WR Volt Tech on Twitter or Facebook, and have a pleasant evening, everyone.
Absolutely. And don't forget that you can watch Mark's Chevy Bolt video that he shot at the Detroit Auto Show just for us, just for you.
Just for you.
He was thinking of you, all of you, at whatdrives.us. So thank you, Mark, for that.
You're quite welcome.
Hopefully the Bolt won't be made in China with Mullen parts.
Oh, Lord. Let's not
say that.
No, it's going to be made in Orion.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wait, Orion, in another star system?
Another star system that'll be shipped in by...
Is that because hydrogen is cheaper there?
You know, hydrogen is the most common element in the universe.
That's the new Toyota commercial.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so uninvited from so many things. Thank you. Thank you for that.
And we should do a spoof Toyota commercial like that. You know, the hydrogen's made from cow shit or whatever. We should do it. It's made from unicorn farts. And...
I've got the purpose squatting pony.
I was just exactly like the Squatty Potty commercial. That may be the best commercial ever.
That is awesome.
And if you haven't seen the Squatty Potty commercial, search it on YouTube. It's well worth 3 minutes of your time. I promise.
Be sure to search for it and watch it at work.
Yeah, you may never eat ice cream again, but you'll laugh. You will laugh, I promise. Tony Schaefer.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I don't have the What Drives Us Facebook page up right now, but be sure to go to Facebook.
What would you like to know?
No, just nothing in particular. Just make sure everyone go to facebook.com/whatdrivesus. If you haven't already, give a shout out. Join the conversation. We love hearing from everyone. I do want people to know, and you know what, I've been kind of quiet about it, but I suppose I'm officially telling everyone for 2 weeks, for all week this week and all week next week, I have a 2016 Prius Model 2, or Package 2, or whatever it is. And so I'm going to be providing a full write-up on that. I'm driving it just as a daily driver, and I'm trying to get the perspective, sort of the everyman review. You know, instead of, you know, most reviews, it's just in my opinion, most reviews are, the engine is this, and the battery size is this, and it goes 0 to 60 this, and, you know, no, I want to look at it as someone, if I bought the car, you know, what would a day in the life be? So so I'm just driving it every day for 2 weeks, trying to get a feel for it, likes and dislikes, initial and long term. And I will say, after 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, driving to work, it has been on average in the low 30s here this week.
MPG or temperature?
Temperature, low 30s, and according to my 2004 Prius, and this is the only thing I have to base it on, and I have the stats because I kept, you know, all of this stuff. The mileage, the polynomial line on the mileage was between 50 and 53, maybe 52, 50 to 52 for 30 to 33 miles, 30 to 33 degrees. But in the 2016 Prius, I haven't had a day under 60. I've topped out at 64.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that's pretty easy. I'm not even really, you know, doing all the hypermiling tricks and, you know, all that stuff. I mean, I'm aware of it. I'm a cautious driver, but yeah, I haven't even pulled out all the stops, and it's just above freezing, and it's giving me 60 miles per gallon.
So you're saying no one has shot at you yet?
Oh, well, right. Well, and see, and that's the other...
You've seen a lot of this, I bet you.
Yeah, no.
You're number one, Tony. You're number one.
See, and the thing is, that's the complete other fallacy, is I am at or above speed limit almost all the time that I'm driving. I am not, you know, I am not that asshole hypermiler. I'm doing, you know, I'm doing 40 and a 35 because I can.
Asshole hypermiler.
Yeah, that one. So I'm, you know, I'm painfully aware of the cars around me. So, like I said, I'm not, you know, super working it. I'm just, you know, I'm careful. You know, I don't want to say careful. I'm aware of my acceleration. I'm doing, you know, smart braking, and I'm maintaining constant state. You know, and just that kind of stuff. But yeah, certainly just doing the best to go with the flow of traffic and getting 60 miles per gallon in this car. But also at the end of the day, evaluating it as if, you know, I owned it, and then I could give a review as an everyday driver. So,
Well, we look
you can
forward
look for that in a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
hopefully. Yep.
We look forward to your experience with your Prius 2, your 2016,
Yep.
with the sexy taillights. Ooh.
Ooh, sexy.
And that white plastic. No, I'm not even going there.
Yeah.
But I did go there, didn't I? Yes, I did. Thank you. Speaking of going there, I'm going there. Evan Fusco, take me there, baby.
Hey, not much to shout out. I encourage Tesla owners, drivers to check out TeslaMotorsClub.com. I hang out there as a moderator. It's a pretty good, busy website until Danny finds a better one.
Wow.
Oh, just every week, just throwing down that gauntlet. Come on, I dare you to release that website. Mr. Guzik, please be the voice of sanity.
Very simple. Just a shout out to all the hybrid and EV owners in Colorado, and hope your car breaks soon and can bring it to my shop, which is at olderhc.com.
Despite Paul's rather unique marketing approach, I do actually he's actually super reliable and incredibly nice guy, and one of the few shops that actually looks out for the customer.
We do have lots of great reviews from our customers.
Yeah.
So.
No, you take very good care of your people, and that's why you do what you do. I mean, that's why you're here. If you were a jerk, you'd be on that other show.
I'd be working for the dealer. I did.
Or the dealer. But there you go. Well, as always, I want to thank Michael Mannering for our theme music. You can find him at manthing.com. That's manthing.com. Michael Mannering, he's the man. I also want to do a shout-out on the Facebook page. Patrick Connor has been consciously trolling me. Ooh, that's nice. Evan, what do you... Evan's got some magnifying lens or something.
Yeah, just playing.
Okay, if you I don't want to do any like oral checkups or anything. Okay? I want to thank, and I'm doing this just to piss off Evan actually. I want to thank my friends at Faraday Future for responding to an article that we posted just a couple of days ago.
Really?
Faraday was kind enough to they had posted a thing in the morning with a couple of pictures showing the beginning phase of construction of their mega factory in North Las Vegas. And if you haven't seen it, visit us at facebook.com/whatdrivesus. Scroll down, it's January 25th. You will see that Faraday Future's construction team, which consisted of 6 mini Bobcats and 1 front loader.
Oh dear. I am racing over to see this.
Yeah, if you think that sounds silly, silly's the nicest way to put it. But you know what? Cheers to Faraday Future for coming on and telling us that they're just clearing the brush. They had all that power equipment out there to clear the brush.
Because that's real important.
Because that's
the brush gets in the way of
brush.
The equipment.
Think about the desert in Las Vegas and how much brush there is.
So they're just going to build on top. They're just going to what?
Whatever. So anyway, it's
wow.
We had a little fun at their expense, and they were good-natured enough to come in and explain to us that maybe we'd misinterpreted.
Because they don't want the brush getting in the way of the groundbreaking.
Yeah, because it might hurt the big real equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, cheers to Faraday Future.
Yep. Awesome.
What else? If you have a Prius and you need accessories, there's only one place to go, and that's the Prius Chat shop. It's at priuschat.com/shop. Danny Cooper personally packs each and every order, except for the ones that he doesn't pack, and you will find that he packs those orders with love, and he sells really good stuff, actually. So, if you want real accessories tested by real Prius owners. PriusChat.com/shop. And I want to tell you, over the last year, I've evolved the Prius Chat commercial.
I can tell.
I want a little acknowledgement there, okay? I mean, I'm taking it to a new place every week. It's maybe I'm not doing that good with it.
Oh my God! I am reading what he wrote, and this is hilarious.
What I wrote?
Oh yeah, it was okay. Published this, Sarah. Yeah, published by you. On the Faraday Future. Oh my God! Yes, people, please go to the What Drives Us Facebook page and read this.
It's funny. You'll see the little mini bobcats, and you'll be like,
and how Russell. The viral marketing that feels as though it's been run by stunted MBAs with a vocabulary primer from the 80s, and their only response was, "We're clearing the brush before groundbreaking begins."
If it makes you feel any better, I posted a big long rant that didn't have any of that verbiage on their page, and their response was identical.
Well,
nice.
Some high school graduate cutting and pasting.
Yeah, I don't know if they've. I don't know if they've connected me to What Drives Us, but hey, yeah, I'm the guy. So if you love our show, and I hope you do, if you're listening, you at least like us. You can visit us at whatdrives.us and download the show or stream it there on video or in audio form. We're available on iTunes, on Stitcher, on probably 6 or 7 other things that I can't even think of right now. So you can have that show delivered every, usually Wednesday night, Thursday morning, automatically. Evan, you're freaking me out with that lens thing. What is that?
It's for old people. To magnify it, like it's.
You're not old enough for that, are you?
It's even got a little light built into it. Can you see that?
Yeah. No,
you push it down and you can read. Like, oh yeah, I'm old enough. Old enough, brother.
Look, a pony.
That's why you wanted the bionic eyes. Now I get it. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. So that's it for this week. Gentlemen of the panel, thank you so much. Paul, Evan, Tony, Mark. You guys rock.
Good show.
We didn't really get in any heated arguments, though.
I know. I let down my viewers.
Screw you. Screw you all.
I got at least 2. I got replies from 2 people, one on Facebook and one on Tesla Motors Club. That's tonight because of my post. So
you know what?
And I promised them a rant. We got nothing.
Maybe next week, let's do an entire show dedicated to Faraday Future. You think that would?
And they're bobcats.
And they're bobcats. And
maybe those were the cars.
They should have broke into the Bobcat Rodeo, where they do like dances and jigs and stuff.
They could have gotten an expert to clear that brush. I mean, former President Bush was an expert at clearing brush. He could have taken that up that in no time.
And he's out of a job.
That just fell flat. I got to get out of here before I embarrass myself further. So, thank you, each and every one of you who download, stream, or watch the show. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Download us next week and find out what drives us. It's this.
High fives.
But there it is. See ya. See you next week.